What if the most unsettling thing about this comet isn't in the sky, but in the servers? In the next 20 seconds, you'll see why files on 3i/Atlas are padlocked until 2099. They said it was only a comet, a frozen vagabond from deep space. But 3i Atlas wasn't harmless, and it wasn't what anyone expected. When it drew too near, the data choked, images vanished, access slammed shut, red warnings, decades-long embargo clocks. Some files sealed until 2026, others until 2099. Why? Because 3i Atlas isn't acting like a comet, it's venting about 40 kilograms of water every second. It carries hydrogen cyanide, deadly to us, central to life's chemistry. The metal lines don't match, the ratios don't match, the activity doesn't match, even the dust is wrong. So the question isn't where it came from, it's why we're not allowed to see what it left behind. What if the files are locked because 3i Atlas isn't natural? What if it's something else entirely?
They saw it inbound. 3i Atlas was flagged months before its nearest approach, a tiny drift against the stillness. At first, a curiosity, an interstellar interloper, the third we've tracked. But almost at once, something felt off. Not just its origin, its behavior. Oumuamua slipped by in silence. Borisov behaved like the textbook case. 3i Atlas began stacking anomalies from the start. Teams traced its track, ready to harvest data as it skimmed Mars. Probes like ESA's ExoMars sat in prime geometry. It was the chance of a decade, maybe a generation. Then the quiet started. The flyby came. Instruments pointed, cameras fired, sensors logged photometry, heat, spectra. We were told it was observed, but the results never arrived. Feeds went dim, files were locked. On ESA's public portals, where images and readings usually appear, something unusual showed up. Entries clearly labeled 3i Atlas flyby with release dates far over the horizon. One read April 3, 2026. Another, April 3, 2099. Not a glitch, an embargo. Anyone trying to pull the data saw red icons and a cold notice. You do not have permission to download this data. And the object? Already plunging deeper into the inner system. The encounter was over.
The measurements existed, so why bury them? Why keep the world from what this thing left in its wake? What justifies a 74-year padlock on a simple comet? Unless it isn't simple. The fragments we do have, from observatories not bound by those embargoes, paint another picture of 3i Atlas. It's dumping water vapor on the order of 40 kilograms a second, enough to empty an Olympic pool in under a day. That intensity is extreme even for a sun-kissed comet. But 3i Atlas started far beyond Mars, too early for normal solar heating. And it wasn't only water. Hydrogen cyanide appeared in the mix, a human toxin but a known prebiotic reagent in astrobiology. The kind of molecule that, under the right conditions, can seed life's chemistry. Then the metals. Spectra implied an odd nickel-to-iron ratio, higher than anything cataloged in our system. The coma's material didn't echo known comets. The dust plume refused the usual sublimation patterns, and the brightness curve didn't follow the warming profile of a typical icy body falling sunward. Every clue pointed to other, foreign, non-local, not necessarily alien as in fiction, but alien as in unfamiliar, not of our neighborhood. And when scientists meet what they can't square, they usually do one of two things: speculate or suppress. With 3i Atlas, speculation was cut short, suppression won. Locked records, restricted portals, embargoes spanning decades, and a rising sense this wasn't just about science, it was about control. Because when something won't fit the bins, when it vents toxins, performs comet-like tricks, yet contradicts comet chemistry, it raises hard questions. What is 3i Atlas? Where did it actually form? And more importantly, what did they witness during the Mars flyby that made them lock it down? On the surface, 3i Atlas behaves like a comet. Tail, outgassing, inbound brightening.
But the best lies wear a little truth. Look closer, let the leaks seep past the walls, and the illusion splits. 3I Atlas isn't chemically normal, not remotely. Standard comets reflect cold, dusty birthplaces. 3I Atlas seems older, stranger. Water at 40 kilograms per second. HCN as a prebiotic building block. A NIF-Fe ratio outside local norms. Some point to the Milky Way's thick disk as its forge, an ancient, turbulent region. That would mean more volatile ices, exotic chemistry, older dust, stranger metals. Not just a visitor, but a courier, a time capsule. In that sense, its chemistry, venting, even any radioactive trace reads like language. So why the silence? Perhaps the truth is messy. Perhaps it upends the tidy story. Or maybe it shows we're not ready. A body with this cocktail of volatiles isn't just interesting, it's unstable, a tumbling reactor. Some even wonder if outgassing shows structure, direction, rhythm, control. Far-fetched? Maybe. But so is a multi-decade embargo. So is dangerous venting buried for 74 years. So is silence, and silence, when answers are expected, becomes its own confession. If you've stayed with this, you're the rare audience that digs. To keep this work independent, consider joining the cosmic unknown. Your support keeps us probing the stories gatekeepers ignore. The universe doesn't whisper, it roars, and we're not done listening. The logs exist, the sensors recorded, the frames were stored, but we won't see them, not soon. 3I Atlas passed, instruments watched, spectra rolled in. Yet a visit to the European Space Agency's archives shows entries labeled Mars Flyby, Spectral Scan, Composition, each stamped with a red padlock. The notice? You do not have permission to download this data. Some entries list April 3rd, 2026, others April 3rd, 2099. 74 years of quiet. Calling this bureaucracy misses the mark. This isn't a missing upload. It's not mere error. It's concealment. Why? Because whatever the close past captured, they believe it must stay sealed. If all we have are leaks, water bursts, toxic signatures, skewed metals, the official record should confirm, correct, or refute. Instead, validation is deferred for decades. A comet doesn't warrant that. Natural targets, even interstellar ones, are typically published and pored over. You post the data, you invite scrutiny, you stake your reputation. This is different. What if, in that window, 3I Atlas did something no one predicted, reacted, reoriented, or revealed a pattern that suggested intent? If so, the fallout cracks models of dust, evolution, and life as accident. It breaks the assumption of isolation. So you bury the evidence, lock it, stall it, let interest decay, let watchdogs age out. Embargo is the polite term, censorship is the honest one. NASA has faced accusations of selective release. Whistleblowers talk of black vaults for anomalies. Now ESA seems complicit, by omission. ESA allows embargo in some cases, but can discovery justify 2099? Placeholder or not, it's a horizon designed to outlive most of us. Meanwhile, we work with fragments, water rates, gas signatures, metal anomalies. We debate, test, doubt. The cosmos won't pause for paperwork. Silence is a signal. Our Mars window was shuttered till 2099. By then, the world may have moved on, or the files altered, or never opened. This isn't only about one object. It's about the right to know what arrives from beyond and whether truth will be delayed behind arbitrary dates. We can't wait. We press. We hold power to account. We record, inquire, broadcast. When data is locked, knowledge is blocked, and the line between public and hidden becomes the frontier. That's where the real story lives. The story of 3I Atlas isn't finished. It will outlast embargoes, redactions, locks. Our job is to keep it alive until someone turns the key. Until then, we watch the sky. We track the oddities. We remember that persistent silence is deliberate. They said it was ice and dust. But when 3i Atlas arrived, it spoke in water, in poison, in quiet. And then the vault closed. That quiet isn't random, it's engineered to prevent understanding. This object may never return, a once-per-civilization messenger from the thick disk, where time stretches and chemistry bends. Yet the most human part isn't 3i Atlas, it's us. We looked up, we pointed tools, we asked, and when answers hid, we kept asking. Enjoyed the video? Hit like, it really helps the channel. Subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss new episodes. Share your thoughts on 3i/Atlas in the comments and share this video. More investigations ahead.